Hello everyone, welcome to the course Core Java 101. Now this is the part 1 of two-part series. In this tutorial, we'll understand the basics of string, and in next tutorial, which would be the advanced one, in that tutorial, we'll take a look at string constant pool, its issues with different Java versions, fine-tuning of string constant pool, and substring method issue. Now I have also included interview questions from this topic at the end of this tutorial, so make sure to watch it till the end. Now let's start with string class. String class is a sequence of characters. For example, EshtechZ is a string consists of 8 characters. String is backed by a character array. String is a non-primitive data type. To be more precise, string is a derived data type. Now if we create a string name equals to EshtechZ, or by using new keyword string name equals to new string EshtechZ, it will get stored in an array of characters. String is an immutable class, which means once object is created, its values cannot be changed or modified. For example, string s1 equals to hello. Now according to above line, s1 cannot be changed. But if we assign new value, let's say hello world to s1 and try to print s1, it will give us hello world back. But why? We just said value cannot be changed. So let's understand what happened when we created s1. So when we created s1, JVM created a new object and assigned value hello to it and returned the reference to the object, which means s1 is pointing to hello. But when we assign new value, at that time JVM again created a new object, which is hello world, and assigned new reference to s1. So this means it didn't change the object which it created. So what will happen to the old object now? Since JVM removed the reference, so this object won't have any active references, and hence it is eligible for garbage collection. Now the main question is, how will we prove that string is an immutable class? So for this, let's open IDE and perform few tests. So here we will be performing few tests, starting with string is backed by character array. Now in order to prove this, I have written a very simple program wherein I am creating a string s1 equals to EshtechZ, and here I am just printing it out. So if we execute this program, we should be able to see EshtechZ as an output. Now, in order to verify that string is backed by a character array, we need to put a breakpoint over here, and we need to execute this program in debug mode this time. Now once we do this, we'll check the value of this s1, which is EshtechZ. Now if we go to this value section, here we actually find out that this EshtechZ is stored in a character array. So this proves that string is backed by a character array. Now for the next example, we have immutability test, and this is the test code that I have written. So we'll just copy paste this code. Now to prove this, I have used this system.identity hashcode method, and I have passed in our object as a parameter. So we don't need to go into much details that what is this method, what it does. The simple output is integer value of this method, which it calculates on the basis of the object that we passed in. So if the object is different, we'll get different hash code every time. So if the operation that we are performing on the object creates the different object, the value will be different every time. So let's execute the program. Now as we can see, we got two different hash codes. The first one is for S3, when we assigned string And the second one is when we assigned test to S3. Now this time JVM again created a new object and the new reference is been assigned back to this S3 object. Now this proves that string is an immutable class, and once the object is created, its value cannot be changed. There are two ways by which we can create string objects. The first way is by string literal, and the second one is by new keyword. Now let's understand this with visual example. So we have string s equals to EshtechZ. This is the heap area. Inside heap area, we have string constant pool. String constant pool or string pool is a special area inside heap memory where strings are stored. Now, when we execute this command, our JVM will directly go to the string constant pool. The reason is we are dealing with string literals. So our JVM will start looking for EshtechZ inside string constant pool. Now for our first scenario, let's say JVM is able to find EshtechZ inside string constant pool. So this time JVM will assign the reference back to the object. Now for second scenario, let's say our JVM is not able to find EshtechZ inside string constant pool. This time JVM will create EshtechZ and it will assign the reference back to the object. So this is how string literals works in Java. Now for second type, we have new keyword. So in order to use new keyword, we need to type string s1 equals to new string EshtechZ. In this scenario, JVM will directly go to the heap area. Now this is the special case wherein we have used new keyword. So this time JVM won't go to the string constant pool. It will directly go to the heap area and it will create an object outside string constant pool. And it will assign the reference back to the object. So this is when we have used new keyword. Now there is another method known as intern method which is related to string constant pool. So to use the intern method, we have used the same command .intern. So for our first scenario, let's say string constant pool doesn't have EshtechZ. So in this case, JVM will create a copy of the object, or rather it will add this object to the string constant pool and it will assign the reference from string constant pool to the object. So this is how intern method is used. Now let's take a look at the common question which will get asked very often in an interview. So interviewer will give us these three lines wherein the first one is string s1 equals to EshtechZ, string s2 equals to EshtechZ, and string s3 equals to new string EshtechZ. And the question will be how many objects and how many references will get created after running all three commands. So we have seen if we already have a literal in constant pool, JVM will assign the same reference back. It won't create a new object. So for the first string, we are assuming JVM or string constant pool doesn't have EshtechZ. So in this scenario, JVM will create one object and one reference. For second scenario, now we already have EshtechZ inside string constant pool. So JVM will create zero object, but it will create one reference. And for third scenario, we have seen JVM won't go to the string constant pool because we have used new keyword. So in this scenario, it will create one object and one reference. Now let's take a look at interview questions on string class. So the first question is, what is string in Java? What kind of data type is string? How many ways are there to create string in Java? What is mutable and immutable objects? What do you mean by string constant pool? And what is the use of intern method? So this is it for this particular tutorial. In the next tutorial, we'll take a look at advanced topics from string class and mainly focusing on string constant pool, its internal working, issues with different versions, fine tuning, and also issue with substring method. So thanks for watching.